maybe probably less than a pound for sure. Very light. Let's see if the variator can give me an accurate weight. Okay, it almost weighs less than your variator with the boss and everything, let's say. Or even without the boss, it might equal the same. So that's pretty much how light it is. It's not really heavy at all. It's a pretty good thickness there. You can see here. Almost a good, I'd say about maybe 1.5 centimeters or the most. 1.5 centimeters thickness. 2 millimeter thickness maybe you could say, or no, not 2 millimeters, that's too small. So it's pretty good thickness there. All right, so let's go and put that aside. We got that one here. All these guys are in the way, so try to move them nicely. Don't want to scrape up this nice one here. So the next one we gotta do. These are awesome. Let's see which one we'll use. This one looks a little bit more shiny and polished. We'll use this new one here. Not that it matters, it's probably just a bag is kind of exposed. Okay, here it goes. This is a stainless steel one here. Okay, I'm going to lift it up here, that way you guys can see it. That comes also in the individual wrap, which is kind of neat. A little dirty, but that's okay. It's stainless steel still. It's not going to rust on you. Make sure. Right, open it up and give it a good inspection. Okay, let's go and open this guy up too as well. There we go. Look at that. Be careful if you want to wear some gloves if it's cold like what I'm facing right now. Wow. Yeah, this thing can take your head off. Be careful. It's very sharp. And not that sharp, but sharp enough there. They try to smooth out the edges and everything like that. You can give it a good wipe down. Just get all this little polish, dirt off of it. So let's go ahead and get that rag. Kind of wipe it down first before we prep it up. Now you're going to need one bolt and one Allen to kickstart all this. See, it wipes down pretty cleanly. No big deal. There you go, see. Nothing but just smudge. There we go. These are some of the factory burnt marks on there. So we go and just give it this a good wipe down before we apply it into our back cover. It's going to help reinforce our ankle biter. And also this works also like a case brace sort of, because it does kind of wraps around this aluminum here and holds it together. All this bolt's going to be tied into it eventually. So it does help a little bit like a, like your case brace there up in the bottom there I just kind of showed you earlier. So it's going to help a little bit there. It's not going to just be the front cover only for the design. So this does help a little bit of reinforcement. It does put a little bit more weight. I think this one probably weighs a little bit heavy. Let's see here. Yeah, if you put all of them together, it might just weigh as equal as your CVT. Maybe a little bit lighter, just a little bit, not that lighter, but yeah, this does have a little bit because it's solid stainless steel, so it does have a little bit of weight on there. I need to just buff this out a little bit, get it clean as possible. You see it's coming along pretty nicely. Not really much to scrub. Little parts here, but you can, usually people paint them over it or whatever. Well, I'm going to keep it the raw stainless steel metal aluminum look because I guess because I didn't really paint my crankcase, so it's still solid gray, original stock gray, so I'm going to keep it that way. SSPG crankcase is really nice quality. If you ever get a chance to get one or decide to go for a 180, oh man, it's beautiful. The crankcases are pretty solid, almost the same quality as Tata, really. I'm going to put this guy in here. Don't worry, my battery's out of my engine, so nothing's going to all of a sudden decide to spin freely. Since we have this off, might be able just to get my towel in here a little bit more better and give this a little wedgy clean. There we go. Get all that old grease out. That way it doesn't really stay there and build up or catch up more dirt than it needs, because It was definitely put in there with some grease for the bushing for our Kickstarter, our manual kickstart. Since we're not putting that in there anymore, we might as well just keep it all grease free here. It's a dry belt system, not a wet clutch system. So there we go. Look, pretty good, huh? Got it all cleaned out. Take the same way here. There's a bushing here. We had some grease on there. Just kind of rub it out there. Get it all nice and clean. Do a little bit more here. I think on the inside a little bit still has a little bit of old grease residue still in there. Get it all out there. There we go. Nice. It was pitch black earlier, so nice and chrome silver. This one you can actually spray with some WD-40, get the rust out, which I could probably do that right now. Put some little WD-40 in there. Get that little rusty dusty out of there. So let me go and get some WD-40. Again, you might want to just prep up anything that you see on here that's how normal. Kind of clean it all up. Give it a twirl up there. You will get more dirt as we go and riding it, but it's kind of nice to start out with a brand new engine or even an upgraded engine rebuilt, but keep it maintained. So this was a rebuilt, but this was whole changed out. This is all SSPG right here. You get your full right crankcase. Only thing you have to reuse is your CVT cover, which even then we didn't use anymore. Okay, I'm going to hit it with some WD-40. Remove some of that rust off that. This is the starter clutch gear. Unfortunately, we had to leave it on there because it's holding our crankshaft in place. And the thing about it though, is the only thing that's helping it stabilize is, of course, the flywheel is in the groove. Of course, fits perfectly in the crankshaft. But it could still create some wobble if you're using this for like a drag racing. So that's why they have actually your CVT cover with a hold this little shaft part to help stabilize it. But since we don't have it anymore, of the open CVT cover and the ankle biter only. There's a built-in for the Ultimate here that you can get like a star pattern. Like I said, I didn't care for the design look, and I'm not going to use it for heavy drag racing use, so there's no need for it to be able to stabilize your crankshaft from causing wobble in the future. Oh, sorry. All right, we'll wipe the excessive off in a second. Just let go and let it sit there for time being while we prep up. All right, there we go. Okay, let it run, that's fine. All the areas there. See, there it goes, took off all the grease almost there. Well, actually it's lube also, so it's gonna keep the lube on there, which is fine for us. We have the Moly Graphite grease, so I'm wiping some off of here, so we'll have to reapply the Moly Graphite once we actually put our variator back in there. But for now, we can actually start bolting down the back plate of the ankle biter once we get this all clean out all the little crits area here. It's got a lot of them, all these little chambers. I don't know why they don't make it like a solid smooth piece, but I guess these chambers serve a purpose. I know this one for sure holds the Kickstarter mechanisms, spring here, so I understand that. And then these holes, of course, needed for the sprocket. So, but other than that, I don't know why they had to have so many weird patterns. I'm not sure for heatsink purpose or anything like that. And I'm thinking also for heatsink purposes. I mean, we traded it off. Our intake manifold was kind of a nice heatsink for our cylinder head to disperse a little bit of its engine heat through the intake manifold, which gets cooled by the air a little bit. But however, we put a little plastic piece, and it gave us a little rise that we wanted anyway too, because it keeps our OKL kind of level. I think it would have been okay either way. So now we don't have so much heat transfer to our intake manifold. But then again, I figure if the heat transfers to the intake manifold, wouldn't that create like a heat sink, which is good for the cylinder head to disperse heat a little bit, where it gets much more cooler air to blow out this intake manifold. So anyway, that's something we have to really figure out for long-term experiment-wise, when we ride it, see which one's better with the plastic spacer if needed, or without the plastic intake manifold spacer, to keep the heat from transferring to the intake manifold better, or use the intake manifold as a heat sink actually wick heat away from the cylinder head a little bit more, so it can actually do its job. All right, so there we go. And when we put this back plate in there, we can still reach over and, you know, do our Malloy graphite grease inside. So it's not, you can see how big the holes are. It's not gonna block anything. Oh, we got some WD-40 on here, huh? It's fine. Let's use that to clean up a little bit. You can see here it polishes it up a little bit, oils it down. See how much of the keeps it. Let's go on the other side too. I don't think we actually even flipped it around. We worked so hard on this side. Oh, there we go. They're both side clean now. All right. You can see here how this tail pattern ends here, a little duck tail. That's going to go in the same direction. Awesome. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get ready. What we're going to do is going to hang this on here. We're just going to temporarily put it on there to hang it on there. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the big part will probably have to face the back part like this way. So you can tell by the hole lined up too. Okay, so we're going to go and put it in there. So it'll fit over our banging. And maybe we do have to take out the belt completely. Yeah. There we go. So glad we didn't put the belt on yet. Okay. There we go. It's going to hang. Don't worry. Let it hang for right now because we haven't really come back to it yet. Okay, then you're going to go and put your belt in next. Just let your belt hang also. Don't worry. You can keep your belt here more toward the clutch belt for right now. Okay, now we're going to go and put our aluminum. There we go. Bring this guy back up. Alright, just want to give them a good thorough wipe down just to make sure, get the last bit of machine oil grease off. Very nice. I like holding it too, feel the power. I'm sure you can break this pretty easy too, by the way. It's just like soft aluminum. Not that soft, but still CNC machine cut. Very nice chrome color, good pattern. Alright. Okay, there we go. Give it thorough. Again, this is the ultimate CVT cover. I think TRS makes them. You can see here mine doesn't have any logo or at all, their TRS logo. It's actually an original clean copy. Okay, so that's why it's probably going to be a little bit more dirtier because it's still raw. Alright, so there we go. Very cool. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put this in here. And before we put the bottom bolt, we want to make sure we bring the belt up, of course, right? But for right now, we don't have to worry about. But even before we put the top center bolt, we're going to need to actually bring the belt underneath it. So the belt's already been flowing underneath it, so we're fine there. Okay, now it's time to go ahead and leave this resting. And what you're going to do is open your tool bag. And you're going to go ahead and pull out these three right here. There's three, okay? Okay, I'll tell you exactly which bolts going to be we will be using ahead of time so you'll know. These guys all top here, except for these two last one. They're going to take, excuse me, they're going to take an M6 by 60 studs with the washer. They're all the same. And then also the curvature, all the same too. They're all the same size, so don't worry about those. And then this last one is going to take the M6 by 65 millimeter. Okay, and then because these three also going to take the same M6 by 60. And then you're going to have two of these, which is going to take the longest one. It's going to take an M6 by 90. Okay, so that's it. You're going to have one M6 by 65 that's going to go in this corner. You're going to have two M6 by 90 that's going to go into these two sides. And the rest of these right here, it's going to take pretty much your regular M6 by 60. Okay, so I'm going to open them up. And you can see me how I'm going to display some in just a second here. So let's go and open these up together here. That way we can see. Take them all out of the bag. And kind of lay them down here. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, so you're going to have your curvature spacer here. I think they only give you enough here. I don't think maybe even 10. 2, 4, 6. Okay, there's only 6. Maybe there's not need for all 10 then. Okay. I think the curvature might be laying in the middle. Okay, or maybe these have their own curvature here. Oh, because these actually have their own curvature. Sorry. So there's 6 there, 6 curvature, and then you got these guys which don't need their own because they have their own curvature. So 6, 8, 10. That makes sense right there. So these guys here are going to be. They have their own built-in curvature spacer because they're actually one solid piece. That's it. Oh, okay. Sorry. That's a little click noise, huh? Okay, so now you have to see how these are. These ones are a little thinner, and this one's much thicker. This thick one actually goes to the front, believe it or not. And it actually will only align a certain way, too. So you can actually bolt them up, and you can see where they will probably align. Yeah, I don't think there's... They look like they're equal, really, huh? They look like yin and yang equal. We'll see. But they go right here. You can see here the bolt will line up for these guys. Now, if you try to put this longer one in here, absolutely it won't even line up, so you don't have to worry about where it's placed. So the thinner one will be facing inside here more. So this one would go here, and just depending how it's going to be, we might want to tilt at a certain angle. You know, these look like they're chopped up evenly too, I believe, or they look like there's a smaller round piece, but we'll find that out shortly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it lightly. We're going to put some blue Loctite, and we're going to not thread it all the way through. So let's go ahead and lay these guys out. So what we have so far, we have 6 curvature, including these built-in ones. So there go these guys. All right, and then now we're gonna go ahead and line these guys with threads out here. You're gonna have a total of probably 10 washers. So probably put the smooth side facing the Allen bolts. We'll see, or maybe not. Let's find out. So there we go. Line them up. There should be 5. There you go. There's 5 there. That's the curvature. Let me put my little battery back to hold that one there. Okay, let's go and line up these bolts. So again, it's so much easier now because we're dealing with, you know, just 3 sizes really. So you can see this is long, this is long. This is probably our end one here. So we'll put these 2 guys here at the end together. Okay, we'll give him 2 washers of his own, because the washers will have to be fit in there. Go from the bottom, right? Washers have to go from the bottom, can't go from the top. Okay, so now these guys here, this one looks pretty much all the same size, so we'll line them up just to make sure before we select all our bolts of each one. Okay, so there we go. Amazing, 3 hours recording straight now, guys. Has not stopped to charge at all whatsoever. I'm really pleased. Okay, this must be the long one. So you can see here, this is 160/65, and this was total of 6 M6 by 60 only. See a little bit extra there. You can see the whole top view of this setup here. Make sure we spread these out so you guys don't see it joined together. So these are your bolt assembly here. Okay, so this one's going to go in the very bottom here. This one M665 is going to go there. The rest of these guys here up to this point is going to get the M6 by 60, and then these 2 guys here are going to get the longest one, which is M6 by 90. 90 is the length. We're talking about length. They're all the same diameter, all the same thread. It's just the length. Okay, so here we go. We're going to grab just one of these guys. Let's go ahead and grab one. We're going to grab the first one, any one. They're all the same, right? So we're going to grab one to be able to mount him in the center. And we're going to get a curvature too. Curvature, they're all the same size, I believe. I don't think there are any special ones. Yeah, they're all the same. Thank goodness. Less confusion there. They almost look like Allen sockets. So we're just going to grab one. Okay, we're going to take that first one, and we're going to start lifting things up to start getting in place. And you know what's amazing, though? I don't have any interference in this guy here, because he's the one that always blocks my CVT cover. But I haven't lifted him up yet, so we'll find out right now. So let's go ahead and prepare this so you guys can see it. If it actually hits. Alright, so I'm going to take one curvature. I'm going to get it all ready. I'm thinking of maybe putting the washer flat way. Give a little more space for it to grip. And then this one takes the round way. We'll see. Let's see. Should I want to do that? Yeah, we could do that. Take the shinier version facing outward. Because if we actually go this way. The flat version, sorry, the flat version, let's say the flat it matted, right? Looks cool that way too. Let's get the shiny one out. These washers can be a little bit smaller, I think. I think these are just too fat of a washer. So let's go into our chest here and find out better washers for these guys. Someone that's smaller, more perfectly for it. Even though these will take up more space, we can use our penny washer if we really want to get the space. So let's bring one of these guys out here. And let's go find our, well, I'll bring it over here, that way you guys can see it. I'll be right back. You guys don't have to move, okay? Stay there. That's why we came up with our penny washer instead, because we want it to be perfect. We want it to be smaller. So let's take a look at this penny washer setup here. Block of view. Okay, so let's go and take a look at it. Look at this one. Even this one might even do good. It's got enough diameter spacing there, but won't fit in, unfortunately. So this won't work. See if we can do it better. This one has a better chance. So you can see here, it covers more space and yet gives it more diameter. So let's see if this one works better. We'll just take any one. See, it goes right through, gives it a lot more space. But let's see if it's actually too bigger. Yeah, it does cover a little bit bigger. So these washer might be overkill maybe, because I think these guys might be made to sit. Let's see how untacky it might look better with these original. See, this one will go in like this, right? And you still go over. In fact, we'll put a bolt through it just to really get it to flush, get an idea of what we're dealing with. So let's see. So what you would do actually in this case here, when you're about to pre-install it, you want to loop the first one like somewhere in the center, and then you can actually lift this metal one out here. So you can lift them up. See, it's going to be a little tricky. You can put a curvature. So you're going to have to do a little bit of holding here. So it's a little trick to this one. So what you want to do is you're going to get the curvature ready. You're going to preset this right here. Okay, and then you're going to get your curvature here in your hand. You can almost push it in there. Have it ready from the other side. Okay, so you can almost pull it out like this and do it, okay? But you want to make sure you target. Now you put your blue Loctite, of course, but we're not going to do that yet because we want to see if we can actually get a better bolt. Okay, once you get one in there, you can screw it in. See how I'm holding it? I'm holding the bottom of the frame, and I got my little curvature there. Then you can go ahead and, but let's just see how this one looks. Okay, we're going to do another one with the other bolt, okay? Okay, see this one's still, see, because it's so loose and wobbly, still has a gap. So we're going to put one with ours, okay? This is a small one, or this is the one that's spread out more, but it still has a lot more inside. So it has the best of both, I guess you can say. Okay, so we're going to put ours. You can see how this one came in. Not too bad. The only downside, which the washer, see the washer still moves around because it has so much free play. You shouldn't have free play really. You should have the washer be like really flushed with the thread of the Allen bolt. So let's go and put ours here. Try our version now. We're gonna put it in there like this. See, there's no much free play at all, especially when it made here. See there's no much free play compared to these guys here, the original that came from with the CVT. You have so much free play. It's almost like an earring. Versus this guy here is more solid. It's a penny washer, that's what it's made to do. Flush more of the space. So even though it has a bigger diameter, it still looks, I think looks the same. Let's see, let's check it out. Let's put another one. And you can start either side, you can go this side or that side. Let's just go here on the clutch side. So I'm gonna go and do the same thing. I'm gonna go and feed this guy in from the back because now I can't lift the other guy off. And you don't want to tighten anything down yet because you want to be able to tighten evenly. Okay, so let's go and move this metal plate down. It should be perfectly parallel. That was it. The hardest part is getting that first bolt in there. Once you have the first bolt in there and the second bolt, everything should be aligned position-wise. All right, before I even tighten it all the way. You guys can start seeing a little bit. Let me see if I can get more tightened in there. Am I using the right size bolt? I think I am. Let's start moving the belt in now. Yeah. All right, there we go. So So there's our big penny washer versus the small one. Let's see. How should we go? The penny washer will cover more. This guy will just give it enough to really crush it. Unfortunately, I wish I had one that's best of both worlds. I don't even think I have enough for all 8, to be honest with you. So let's check it out. We could go with black ones, but I think the silver one looks so much more better with the raw. Let's see here. Yeah, these guys are small. These guys are what we put last time for our rocker arms. These guys are too damn small. Yeah, these guys won't be. These guys are too damn big. So let's see. Even the black ones will probably be better. Not that I'm saying, but yeah, but they're black color. We don't want to mix them up with the chrome. Okay, let's see if I even have enough to fulfill this, because I need at least 10, right? So if I'm going back to these guys here, they're smaller, but they might be. There you go. But I don't think they'll fit though. These guys are smaller, but let's see if they go through. Holy shit, they went through. Look at that. And there's no more free play on them compared to the one that came with it. See? I will probably, if anything, use these guys more. And because they're a little smaller, you can almost see the free play disappear. So let's go ahead and see how many of these we have. Comparison. Let's see here. If we don't have enough, then we can't use all of it. We'll just use the majority of what we have. I think I might be able to. So there goes another one. These might be 2 more. How many we have so far? We only need, I think, 10 or 11 the most. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 9. Let's see here. 10. Going for 11, 12. Look, we even have. This might be the same. I think. No, this looks a little bit bigger. Yeah, this looks like it almost looks the same, but it's actually a little bit bigger. So we have enough here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There you go. There's our 10 right there. I'm trying to get the 11th one. Let's see if I can find the 11th one, just in case we need it. No, it's crush washer. You don't need crush washer for this situation. You need a good solid penny washer. This one's so much bigger, but it's probably, let's see here, it will fit. I'm thinking it will. Let's find out. Yeah, it will fit. So this last one here, I don't know. I mean, we can't find this other 11th one. We can use this. It's still better than the loose one here that came with it. So I recommend it. As you can see here, overlaps it. You can still see inside of it, and it still has a little bit more coverage. See there? Even these guys will have almost the same amount of outer diameter, but they're a little bit more in, so they don't have free play. So that's why we're keeping those. We're using these guys washers instead. But let's see if we can find that 11th one, huh? Nope. See, these guys are the same actually. So we're trying to find it from this stash. I think it might be another one. There's got to be one more. No, I really don't. I don't see it. Barely enough for the whole 10. That was perfect 10 actually. These ones are the penny washers, so they're going to be this big anyway. I think all of them's going to be this big. These ones are too small. So we'll keep these guys. In fact, here, I'm just not sure. I confuse myself. Let me just make sure I pull enough here. Okay, so we're going to go and put all these guys back. And we're going to go ahead and preset everything here, so we don't get confused. Start putting the old washer back in there. We'll feel the looseness though. It's not like we can't tell. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 right here in this corner versus the old original 10 from there. So we'll put this one back in here. Unbelievable. 3 hours and 15 minutes so far recording straight. Hoping. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this all set up. Okay, so there's the original 10 from our ultimate ankle biter. We're going to keep these guys here as the backup. 2, 4, 6, 8. Is that right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep. And then we have 9 on here. One of them on here anyway. Remember that one. So this is the 9th one. There should be one more floating around. I just don't want to misplace it. If I did, I might put it in here by accident, which I probably did. Well, if that's the case, then it's in here anyway. It's going to be all in here anyway. All right, so let's go. Let's go and get started. Let's prep up our blue Loctite for... Okay, so I want to make sure... I'm going to separate these bolts just because I don't want to accidentally put the long 165 in there, not knowing it. So let me make sure again. These guys are the same. This one's the long one. So here we go. We'll put him outcast here because he's going to come from the bottom like this. Or he's going to come from this corner. Let's just say that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get all the M6, all 3 in there. Take this one back off. And let's go. Well, since we have this one into hold for right now, we can keep him on there for right now. Well, we'll take this one on and prepare a blue Loctite for him. So let's go and take this off. His curvature spacer. They call it curvature spacer. I'm going to try to get this guy moved in a little bit further for you so you guys can see what I'm doing from the sides and the edge. Okay, so let me go ahead and get prepped up ready for the... Okay, so what we're going to do... First things first, gotta get some blue Loctite. So let me go and get some blue Loctite on this bad boy. New cap, huh? Almost feel like a new... Oh, what am I doing here? Okay, we're gonna go and put some blue Loctite here on the edge of the thread, or wherever. It's just gonna be right this area of vicinity. I don't need a generous portion, I just need a portion. Oh, and my finger's blocking. Oh, there we go. That's fine. If you have a lot like this, don't worry. There's kind of plenty more to share. So we need to share them now. All right, we'll keep this guy ready to go for the second batch around. Okay, so he's ready to go. We'll keep this guy on top of this guy. So we're gonna put him here, prepare him to touch with the other one, ready to go. So this is good. Bring up the Loctite there. All right, so there we go. We're gonna go ahead and grab this now. We're gonna get our appropriate spacer, washer. We're using from this section here because again, it has a little slack. We should put this in before we put the blue Loctite, but that's okay. We already did what we did. So let's go ahead and squeeze it in there without touching the blue Loctite as much as we can possibly.